The Luxion Science STEMI Camp for boys came about because last year we had a STEMI Camp for the girls, and so when we were going to the schools and trying to get the number of girls to participate in our camp, the boys came and started complaining that we focus too much on the girls and women empowerment, that we're not really focusing a lot on them, and that even though contrary to popular belief that boys have like more advantage or more opportunities than girls, that does not really apply in the townships. So we have a situation where we have like a lot of girls going to universities and getting all these opportunities, and now the boys are here, so you get like dropouts, and you know. So what we decided to do, me being the Mother Teresa that I was at the time, I'm like, okay, I don't have the cash, I don't have the money, but you know what, we're gonna make this thing happen for you guys. So we're gonna have the same thing that we did for the girls, for the boys. And so yeah, that's how we came about. So this year we did the camp for the boys, and last year what we missed out is that with the girls we're focusing on the STEMI aspect of it, that we were not looking so much of like maybe the social issues and the psychological issues. And so the girls, being girls because they talk too much, when we're having our little discussions, the topics of their personal struggles came up. You know, we have girls who are cutting themselves and suicidal and all of this stuff, and you wouldn't say just by looking at them because they're so vibrant and lively and all of that. So we decided this year we're gonna do things a little bit better. So we have a 4-day camp where the Friday was dedicated to just life skills conversations, where the boys can just open up about anything. So we had psychologists, we had the Commissioner for Gender Equality, we have people from Sonke Gender Justice and Men's Clinic and stuff like that, so that these boys can have at least that aspect, that educational aspect of it. And then Saturday is just, you know, science, technology and innovation and stuff like that. So yeah, that's where the whole idea came from for the boys camp, and I think we're doing good. Like last year, because it was all the projects that we did last year in terms of science were sort of trial runs, because it was our first time for everything. So now that we had that exposure and a great turnout, now we have now all these organizations wanting to chip in and wanting to help out, be part of it. So everything now this year it becomes a bit more easier for us to do, and bigger and better. So obviously then this year, later on in the year in September, we're having the second annual camp for girls. And then what we will do, we'll take 5 girls from the previous camp to be mentors in the next camp, you know. And the camps that we do bits of introduction to how to do science projects for competitions like the Luxion Science Fair and Expo and the ESCOM Expo. So once we introduce them to that, what we do then, we do follow-ups with them where they will team up and actually start producing projects for those competitions. So we keep up with them, and then before they leave camp, we have them register those who are interested in our Scrabble club, in our book club, in our coding club, so that we bring in people to teach them how to do coding. So after this, then there will be a full day session to introduce them to coding. So we'll just have to make another date for that. But that yeah, so those are the future projects that we do. Even with the girls, they're going to participate in the Science Fair and Expo. And then once the top 10 kids that win at our Science Fair and Expo will then mentor to go to the ESCOM Expo. So it's we are like a feed to the ESCOM Expo in that regard. But with the camps, it's something that's personal to us. And we see how they learn out of these things, because these kids are very creative. And we always use like relatable issues or problems or things that are happening in their communities. And if they find scientific solutions to it, they're able to relate to it better, and they're able to think out of the box, because they live with it. So they know, if I do this, if I take this and I mix it with this is going to work and make my life a bit easier. So, and when I'm walking around the camp and you see the boys like discussing how their projects are going to be, and I'm thinking, okay, now we're doing good, because they're not lazing around just because we're not looking. They're not thinking this is a free holiday. They're actually thinking about these things. They're actually researching and Googling. So I can't wait to see their projects, how they turn out on the last day of camp. And the prices are good too, so that maybe that's some motivation for actually like working hard on their projects. But yeah, so that's that.